Tales from Ramakrishna, retold by Irene R. Ray and Malika Claire Gupta. Who killed the cow? There was once a Brahmin called Hiralal who had a beautiful garden. He was very proud of his garden because he had made it himself. Every day he worked in the garden for several hours. He pulled up all the weeds, watered the trees and plants, and planted new seedlings. Flowers bloomed in Hiralal's garden all the year round. When visitors came to see the garden, Hiralal showed them round with great pleasure. Do you see my roses? He would say. Have you ever seen such beauties? I had to work very hard to get such perfect blooms. Hiralal took great care to see that no harm came to his garden. The way into the garden was through a small gate, and this gate was always firmly closed. From time to time, however, the gate was accidentally left open. Once a cat got in and went to sleep in the middle of a flower bed. The flowers were ruined, and Hiralal was extremely angry. He took a stick and rushed at the cat, but she quickly climbed a tree and disappeared over the wall. Another day, while Hiralal was working at the other end of the garden, three small boys opened the gate and crept in. They were picking flowers when Hiralal suddenly saw them. With an angry shout, he seized his stick and rushed at the boys. The boys fled and Hiralal could not catch them. I'll teach you a lesson when I catch you, he shouted, but the boys were by then far away. A few days later, a stray monkey found his way into the garden and did a lot of damage. While Hiralal was chasing the monkey away, a dog got in and began to dig a hole. The dog ran away as soon as he saw Hiralal coming, and Hiralal could do nothing but shout. Then one day at noon, a terrible thing happened. The gate was blown open by the wind, and a cow walked into the garden. Hiralal was asleep under a tree, and by the time he woke up, the cow had eaten all the leaves off several bushes. When Hiralal saw what had happened, he was furious. This time, however, he did not shout. He took his stick and crept up behind the cow and began to beat her as hard as he could. The cow was taken completely by surprise because no one had ever beaten her before. She was so surprised she could not run away. She simply fell down. Hiralal went on beating her, however, and as his stick went whack, 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 he grew more and more angry. The cat got away, the boys got away, and so did the monkey, and so did the dog, cried Hiralal. Take that and that and that. In terrible anger, he beat the cow harder than ever. Suddenly, Hiralal realized that the cow was dead. He gazed at her in horror. What have I done? He cried. I have killed a cow. I, a Brahmin. It is a terrible thing I have done. What will people say? Hiralal sat down and began to think how he could save himself. How could he get rid of the body of the cow so that no one would know? The first thing to do, he decided, was to hide the body amongst the bushes at the end of the garden. Then at night, when no one was about, he could dig a big hole somewhere and bury it. Hiralal dragged the body of the cow away to the end of the garden and left it among the bushes. He felt tired and very worried, so he sat down to rest. It's a very great sin for a Brahmin to kill a cow, he thought to himself. I didn't mean to kill her, but I was so angry. I didn't know what my hand was doing. It says in the scriptures that Indra is the god who rules the hands. It is by Indra's power that the hands work. Hiralal began to feel less frightened as he thought about Indra. That's it, he said to himself. It was really Indra who killed the cow. My hand only held the stick. The power to beat the cow came from Indra. So the sin of killing the cow is Indra's, not mine. There's nothing to worry about after all. By this time, Hiralal felt so much better that he jumped up and began to work in the garden. Away in heaven, Indra saw what Hiralal did and he heard all that Hiralal said to himself. This will not do, Indra remarked. I must teach Hiralal a lesson. A little later in the evening, as Hiralal was watering the garden, he was pleased to see a gentle old man coming towards him, smiling kindly. Oh, what a beautiful garden, the old man said. What lovely flowers, what charming trees. Who has made this beautiful garden? I myself made this garden, Hiralal replied proudly. I cannot tell you how hard I have worked on it all these years. Really? Asked the old man. You have done all this? Did no one help you? No, said Hiralal. There is none to help me. I have done it all with my own two hands. Come, sir, let me show you round. Hiralal and the old man walked together round the garden. I hope he won't see the dead cow. Hiralal thought to himself. I must try and keep him away from the bushes. The old man admired all the flower beds one after the other, and then the flowering trees. Then came the roses. The old man agreed that the roses were perfect. Well, that is all I have to show you, said Hiralal. But what about those bushes over there? The old man said. Tell me about those. The old man hurriedly walked towards the bushes, and Hiralal had to follow him. Suddenly, the old man saw the dead cow. Dear me, a dead cow, said the old man. How sad! She seems to have been beaten too. How dreadful! A cow beaten to death? Who did that? The old man looked sharply at Hiralal, and Hiralal did not know what to say. He hung his head and was silent. Who did it? Repeated the old man in a stern voice. Then Hiralal remembered the idea he had had in the afternoon. It was Indra, he said. Indra killed the cow. What do you mean? The old man asked. How could Indra kill the cow? Don't you know? Hiralal replied. That Indra is the god who rules the hands. My hand held the stick, it is true. The cow was eating up all the leaves, you see, so I had to beat her. But the hands only work by Indra's power. So the sin of killing the cow is Indra's, not mine. I am Indra, cried the old man, and as he spoke, his form changed, and there stood Indra, looking extremely angry. So, Indra said, Indra killed the cow, did he? The sin is Indra's, is it? When I asked you who had made this garden, you told me that you had made it. You clearly said that you had done it all with your own two hands, did you not? Hiralal hung his head in shame. Yes, Lord, he said. So the good your hands have done is yours, said Indra. But the evil your hands have done is mine. That is your idea, is it? Hiralal found nothing to say. Make no mistake about it, Indra thundered. You killed the cow, Hiralal. The sin is yours. The sin is yours. With these words, Indra suddenly vanished. Hiralal fell to the ground, weeping.